Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today is going to be a pretty fun video because this is going to be an update video for my 2017 Toyota Tacoma. It's also unfortunately going to be our last Hoorah, taking it off-road here at Uwharrie National Forest. So if you are new to the channel, I bought this truck brand new. It's a 2017, so this is 6 years of ownership. It is far from stock. It has been the best second Tacoma that I have ever owned. And so before we get into too many details about today's video, I got Brian here, we got the trail. Let's go have some fun. All right, so that was obstacle number one for the trail that we are on today. As you could tell, the truck did that with ease. It looks a lot steeper than it does on camera. But let's go over a little bit of history with the trucks that I've owned. So my first Tacoma was a 2007 XSP model. So it had the large 20-inch wheels. I had normal running boards. It was not really set up for off-roading, but we took it here. This is one of the first areas that we started filming with our YouTube channel with that red Tacoma. So those videos are probably 7 or 8 years old, if not a little bit older, for the original videos on our channel. And so as you can tell, round two, I did it right. I have the re-gear, better lift, smaller wheels, larger tires, all of the bumpers. So as you saw, I didn't even scrape going up that area. So this has been the best Tacoma build that I have had, and it's such an enjoyable truck. But unfortunately, this is our last adventure with the Tacoma. So we have probably another mile or so to go, and we'll get deeper into the woods and talk about what is going to replace my Tacoma and why. But for now, I'm not sure what else to talk about, Bri. As we get further and further into the trails now, getting into the summit at this specific trail, if we spin the camera around, look at what we are going to get into after we talk about the truck for a little bit. So this is one of our favorite trails to come to Uwharrie because it's super simple. Well, I say simple, but we have a rock bed here to really test the truck. So let's go over my Tacoma again and how it is much more superior compared to my red Tacoma with all of the mods that I've done to it. So I have the 3-inch lift, which actually gives me about 4 inches up front, 3.5 in the rear. With the almost 35-inch tires, I have, I think, just over 11 inches of ground clearance, and that doesn't include the high clearance bumper, which you could actually go higher if you went with the full size, and then my high clearance rear bumper. So this, paired with the rock sliders, this is a very capable, I won't say it's overdone as far as a hardcore off-roader goes, but it is pretty much well equipped where I don't have to worry about scraping. Ground clearance or the breakover angle slightly just because it is a pickup truck. But I can take this through these trails as you are about to see and not really worry about damaging anything because of the setup that I have on it. So it's not too aggressive, but it's aggressive enough to do these trails, and it also makes it for a great daily driver. This has been my daily driver for the last 6 years. I've had other vehicles, but this is the most practical. I can tow with it, I can fit in other people, I can fit large items in it as it is a pickup truck. So it is usable for me. It has been, it's kind of sad to see it go, to be honest. This has been just the everyday usability of having a pickup truck. Suspension is a little bit harsh, but that's how I set it up with all the extra weight. So if it was a little bit more softer, maybe for someone else, but I've been okay with the stiffer suspension and ride. As we start our ascent up the rocks now, the biggest difference between this and my other Tacoma is I have a locking rear diff in this one. And really, that has been the biggest factor in this being a lot more capable. And honestly, if that's all that, you don't do a lot of off-roading, a rear locker is something that can be extremely beneficial. A rear locker is extremely beneficial. All I had was four-wheel drive on that truck, and the rear locker is definitely beneficial and has allowed us to go a lot further in this truck. So currently I have it in 4-low with the rear locker. I just need a little bit of a bump here. Maybe. Let's see. I know as soon as I say, here we go. There we go. We're still good?
Very good. Stay on my side. Keep going.
All right, so like I said, the rear locker helped us in that situation, as well as these tires. These are the Nitto Ridge Grapplers. That's the only tire that I've ever run on my Tacomas, and I like it because it's a perfect on-road tire. It's so smooth and quiet, but then we can go out and have some fun like this. Now, we are not aired down, which I have done in the past, so if I was aired down, I would get a lot more grip for the dry conditions that we have today. So that is a little bit of a factor. I'm not doing that today. And, oh, we got a bug. Dang. All right. So yeah, the rear locker. Now the Tacoma that I'm in right now also has crawl control. How we good on clearance? Yeah. I have crawl control too, which allows you to do basically just driving as well. So I don't have to do the gas or the brake. So I have cruise control in a sense. I need a little bit of a bump. You ready? We got plenty of clearance? All right. There we go. So it allows you basically to have the cruise control for uphill and downhill, which is not necessarily a gimmick, but it has been helpful. I don't have that on today. So those two factors in this truck have really helped this truck do a lot more than my red one. That was easy. Yeah. We spun a little bit, of course. So we have made it to the summit now of this trail. Look at the views from up here. We are high in the Uwharrie Mountains, and we have a pretty big elevation difference between me on this log and the truck behind me. So as we get down, after going over everything that we've talked about in today's video, what are the plans now with the Tacoma? Well, if you've been under a rock, knock on wood, knock on rock, yeah. If you've been under a rock, you haven't seen that the unveiling for the 2024 Toyota Tacoma is on its way. We've had some sneak pictures, things like that. I made a full video on a lot more details, speculations of what we've been able to see so far for the 4th generation Toyota Tacoma. So that is my plan. I am parting ways with my 3rd gen to replace it with a 4th gen. So if you're upset about me selling this, you should be excited just as much as I am for the 4th gen Tacoma. Now, originally, I wasn't too happy about selling this truck. It has taken me several weeks to be okay with that. Obviously, it's just a vehicle. It's not as important as other items, but this has been my baby for the last 6 years. This is such an awesome truck, and it's a one owner Tacoma too. It's very well taken care of, even though we are off-roading with it right now. I take very good care with my vehicles, and so it is time to part ways and upgrade to the 2024. Now, as far as unveiling goes, or getting the 24 on dealers and actually purchasing the vehicle, it may be a year and a half out, possibly 2 years. I'm hoping it's later this year or the beginning of next year. So my plan is to get rid of this now, play with some other vehicles, and then be ready for one of the first 24 Tacomas to bring it out here in the stock form, have some fun in these rocks, and then do all of the same mods, maybe do some different mods. So you guys will have to follow along and comment. Let me know what you would like to see for the next build, because for me, this has been a pretty conservative build, like I've mentioned before, but maybe we can go a little bit to that next level and see what we can do with the all-new 4th gen. So there we have it. That is our last off-roading adventure in my 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma. One thing that I also wanted to touch base on is the fact that this is one of the original, aside from my other Tacoma, this is one of the original vehicles for our channel that really helped build us. Both this and my brother's Nissan GTR, which we've almost owned around the same time frame, really helped build up our following to where we've been able to do YouTube full-time now, pretty much, well, not as long as I've owned this, but pretty darn close to it. And it's just been such a fun adventure. It's also been very exciting to engage with all of you other Toyota Tacoma owners and help you out with advice, even learn from some of you guys for different parts and what you would like to see or what you've seen for my Tacoma build. So I've loved that interaction, and it's also a plus because I'm not leaving the Tacoma group either. We're going with the 4th gen. Hopefully it's like a mini Tundra in a sense, and hopefully I can be one of the first people to show you guys what it's capable of as far as off-roading, all of the potential mods, and do a round 2 for this Tacoma, just like my 3rd gen Tacoma. So we are going to head out back down to the pavement and drive this daily home. And if anyone is interested in it, comment down below, let me know, send us a message on Instagram, because after this, I am cleaning it up and it will be time to put it up for sale. So I hope you have enjoyed following this build over the last 6 years. It's been an amazing truck. I have done so many things to it. So check out the Tacoma playlist with the 150 some videos for this 3rd gen Tacoma. But if you enjoyed today's last adventure, give the video a huge thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Stay tuned for the next 4th gen coming to our channel very soon, hopefully. And I will see you all in the next video.